Alright, so I am making a video that I didn't want to have to make, and I don't think that it's a good idea or a smart idea to talk about other people's business online, but there is something that I have noticed lately. A couple of you guys recommended to me that I check out Sam Sulik, which I have, and in the last video I made I talked about a little bit about him, but there's been a disturbing trend that I've noticed, and that is, has anybody else noticed that Greg Douchette has like a hard-on for hating on Sam Sulik? I checked his channel, Greg Doucette's channel. I checked his channel about 10 minutes before I started recording this. And one of the things I saw on there was that he had uploaded a video 45 minutes ago called Clout Chasing Sam Sulik. And then I went 3 videos down and it said something like Sam Sulik does cardio wrong. And I went 3 videos down and it says Sam Sulik skips leg days. 3 videos down, Sam Sulik has the worst diet imaginable. So this is a little bit weird, a little bit creepy. I've watched Greg's videos kind of on and off, and I know that he gets into a lot of like the natty or not and all that kind of stuff, and has made something of a career out of kind of, I don't know, calling people out in so many ways. But like, this is kind of getting out of hand here. This might be on par as far as everybody knows, but like, Greg refers to himself as Coach Greg, and something that really stands out to me is that I'm not Greg's age. I'm 29, but I have probably a group of about 5 younger men, early 20s, some even in their late teens, that I have had a program that we run in the past, my wife and I, where we are able to kind of become friends with kids from our church and some of our social interactions and all that, and even people I meet at the gym, that they're going through a hard time period in their life, maybe early stages of married, maybe first kid, maybe in college and nobody told you how to fill out a FAFSA or something like that. I didn't finish college, but I know how to fill out a FAFSA. So all that to say is that I own a business, and so I oftentimes will end up like having these guys that are looking for a way to make money working for a company, while still being able to go to college full time, and while still being able to take care of their other responsibilities like a new child and stuff like that. And it ends up becoming something of a mentorship where I'm giving advice on what to do when you first have a kid. I'm giving advice on how to balance your schedule when you're feeling overloaded with school and everything else. And I think that as men and women, that we have a responsibility to each other, to come alongside each other and just encourage and uplift and use our own life experiences to help other people. So, with all that said, long story short, too late, it's kind of weirds me out that Greg Doucette has everybody call him Coach Greg. Like, what would a coach do in your mind? As someone that mentors a number of people, if you saw somebody like Sam Sulik, who is out here, I don't think that anyone is mistaken in thinking that he is natural. So if you see somebody like Sam Sulik, and you're concerned about him, genuinely concerned about him as a coach would be, what would you do? I mean, personally, if I had somebody that I was concerned about, I would probably send them a private message and say, hey, This is, the stuff I've been noticing. Here's just from my just so I can tell you that I can tell you that I know what I'm talking about. Here's my own personal struggle and something that it looks like maybe you're struggling with. How can I come alongside you and help you? Do you want some advice? Do you want to just shoot the breeze? Like, how can we figure out something? Because I feel like at where you're going right now, I feel like you need to understand that this is an unsafe situation for you. And the last thing I would do is laser focusing on this young man. I don't know how old Sam Sulik is, but he looks to be, I hear him talk about being in university. He looks to be, 20, 21. I'm not going to laser focus in on somebody and every day, it seems like, or every other day, be posting just like, he's doing leg day wrong. Could there be a worse diet? And under the guise of just like, Sam, we're worried about you, Sam. We're so worried about all the stuff you're doing. Like, you're not worried about him, man. Because if you were worried about this young man, who, we'll get into that, but if you were worried about this young man, then you'd be reaching out to him on a one-on-one basis and being like, hey, you're into the fitness community. Obviously, you know who I am. I am worried about the stuff you're doing. But that's not what he's doing. He's just blasting hate. That's not a coach. That's a hater. That's just a hater. I don't understand this, like, Coach Greg, like, whole spiel of, like, listen to good old Coach Greg while I just, like, shit on you. The thing that strikes me is that I haven't watched a lot of Sam Sulik's videos. I would say, conservatively, I've gone through maybe 10. I know he does, like, a lot of updates. I've gone through maybe 10 of his videos. And he seems like a super humble, genuine person. He seems like, the dude is, I saw before and after transformation, and, what appeared to be in the last 2 years, and obviously, dude's blasting gear like nobody's business, but at the same time, like, am I going to, what would serve Greg Doucette's time better? Coach Greg, what would serve his time better? Making videos where he just picks some random 20-something-year-old that's out here doing his thing, nice guy, obviously he's running different stuff, and yes, that's concerning, but at the same time, does he think that just making what I'm honestly gonna say are basically like diss videos on Sam Sulik on a daily basis, do you think that that's going to help Sam Sulik get to a better place? Like, genuinely? I don't understand it. Again, I haven't watched a crazy amount of Greg Doucette's videos. And it seems like Greg Doucette kind of specializes in making kind of real attention-grabbing, like, TMZ style shock value videos, because there's not, cruising through his content, like, yeah, I actually personally, I went to probably about a half dozen of the new and novice lifters that I noticed at my gym, and I talked to my nephews who are getting into lifting. I have 3 nephews in between the ages of 15 and 19 that are all starting to get into lifting. I went and asked all of them, what do you think of Sam Sulik? I'm not on TikTok. You guys have probably seen him, and unanimously, everybody that I've asked, even my wife, who, she doesn't want anything to do with fitness. Her and I don't talk about fitness. That's not her thing. I went to a number of people. I would say total about a dozen. Asked them all. what do you think of this person? Without a doubt, all of them, steroids. And at the end of the day, if you can take a novice lifter and go, look at this, do you think that this person is using other things to help them with their workout? I've gotten unanimous feedback that yes. But it seems like Greg is making the statement that Sam Sulik, by not just making daily videos, hey everybody, as a reminder, I run Anavar and I'm on 500 milligrams a week of test, and I run Tren or whatever, I'm on growth hormones, because Sam is not just out there blasting from the rooftops, that's what he's doing, then he's endangering other people. It's 2023. I don't think that there's anyone out there that thinks that Sam Sulik is natural. I don't think that it's actually to a point where, old school bodybuilders from the 70s, 80s era, the ones that haven't been open and honest about their steroid use, or the lifetime natty Mike O'Hearn, people like that are not open and honest about their steroid use, that it's actually kind of, I feel secondhand embarrassment on the regular for Mike O'Hearn that he still claims to be natural, because it seems so, I don't know, there's the only person that believes that Mike O'Hearn is natural might be Mike O'Hearn. So the point being is that Sam Sulik isn't endangering anybody out here by not just on the regular posting, his full gear that he's running. And he's also, it is concerning what he is doing, but there's no one that he's fooling or misleading. There's no attempt at deceit here. He's not saying, I'm 100% natural, I only take DEXA shakes and creatine. It's not something he talks about, but that's his business. We all genuinely know he's not natty, and that's okay. That's okay. I just don't understand what the point is of being a hater, Greg. Again, you have coach in the title, as you like to proclaim. Weird hair. You have the title coach that you like to refer or have people refer to you as. Be a coach. If you want to make content about being a coach, make content where you are encouraging these next generation young men and women in fitness. Not just why don't you, Greg, make a video of, hey, this is how old I was when I decided to hop on gear. I was bodybuilding for this long, and I had gotten this lean for one of these shows, and it tanked my hormones or whatever, and I decided to hop on test, and then I started to hop on this. Whatever your story is, make more content like that. These are the dangers. These are the problems I face. Personally, I don't run any gear. I don't run test. The last blood work I had done, my test was pretty high. I went in for my annual physical, and the doctor told me that my testosterone was about 820 range. And I didn't consider it necessary, or I've never considered it necessary to get on any sort of stuff like testosterone or anything like that. But if that ever changes, I'll let you know. The only time that I've ever had concerns with my health in relation to bodybuilding is when I've gotten so lean to the point that my dick don't work anymore. When you get to that level of shredding where you're I'm dying all the time because I'm at 5% body fat, and sometimes my penis only wakes up halfway, But I'm going to be open and real and honest with people like that. To look like this, these are the potential side effects and consequences of that. That's what a coach does. Coach Greg, you shouldn't be out here making this content where you're just ragging on some 21-year-old who, I'm going to be honest with you, is the bigger man in this situation, because there's no way that Sam Sulik doesn't know that you're making videos about him or has watched those videos, and that he just keeps your name out of his mouth. Like, Sam is not only physically, but mentally, it would seem, being the bigger man in this situation by not, you're firing shots, he's not firing back. Like, he's staying in his lane. And I would say that the thing that is troubling about all this is that Sam so much reminds me of just kind of like the following that I've seen him kind of amass. I mean, he's at like 1 million subscribers, but at least on YouTube, that's the only socials that I have. But he has amassed a following to a point where, like, I would say he's, you know, kind of our, forgive my blasphemy, but I would say is kind of like the modern Z's, except he's a humble dude. And that makes it, you know, people twice as much want to preserve him and make sure that he's taking care of himself. But at the same time, like, do you think that if you want to see this younger man have a long lifespan in the fitness industry, that making basically hate videos towards him is really going to help? Like, yeah, we talk a lot about fitness, but let's talk about mental health, because that's going to start taking a toll. Where when I hop on YouTube and I look for Sam Sulik's name, his videos pop up, and then 1 million videos of just people hating on him. Just, dude's got haters for days. And at the end of the day, like, I've always heard it said that people that are more successful than you don't hate on you, you know? If you are a, you know, like people that are up here are not hating down here, you know? So I would say to many of you, if you're punching up and you're wondering, like, why Sam is just staying in his own lane, based on everything I've seen of him so far, it kind of just seems like he's on this upward trend while you guys are mad that he's on this upward trend. I don't know, just my 2 cents. I'm about to go crush chest day. I'm gonna attach my last week's, or not last week's, but 3 days ago, chest workout to this video. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm too lazy to do a voiceover or any sort of like captioning or anything over it. So I don't know, if you're into weightlifting ASMR, maybe the sound of clanking, then there's going to be about 12 minutes of video after this. It's just going to be weightlifting ASMR, so to speak, from my last chest day. I am getting my next chest day right now. But yeah, hey, Greg, stop hating on people. Be a coach. Or change your name. Call it Hater Douchette. That sounds pretty dope. You could be Hater Douchette. Sounds really southern though. Hater Douchette. Alright guys. Stay classy, I guess. Have a good one.